dose reduction strategies in rabies management, a novel vaccine. Dose reduction.
हेलो सर, ठीक है सर। हेलो, हाँ सर।
सर को ज्वाइन कराना, सर को एग्जिट कर दिए।
हाँ सर, मैं वही सर फोन लगा रहा सर उनको। यस सर, यस। हेलो सर, सर।
Sorry, there was some technical difficulties. Today's topic for webinar is Today's topic for webinar is dosage reduction strategy in rabies management, role of novel vaccine. Scope of my lecture is overview of rabies virus, epidemiology, evolution of rabies vaccine, and challenges of rabies vaccination and its unmet needs. We will also go through details of a novel vaccine. So first, what is rabies? As all of you know, it is a fatal zoonotic viral disease transmitted to humans by the bite or saliva of rabid animals. Most common bite is by dog. More than 96% bites in Asia are due to dog. And other common animals are cat, monkey, cow, goat, horse, rabbit, fox, bat, mongoose, lion. Important thing is it is transmitted only by mammals. What is rabies virus? It is from the family of Rhabdoviridae and genera is Lyssa virus. Rabies virus is of 180 nm in length and 70 nanometer in width. It is having two major structures. Inside there is helical ribonuclear protein and it is covered by an outer envelope where spikes are attached. It is encoded by 5 proteins: N, nucleoprotein; M, matrix protein; P, phosphoprotein; most important is G, glycoprotein; and L, polymerase protein. At surface, it forms approximately 400 triomeric spikes, which are tightly attached to the surface of the virus. What are the symptoms of rabid dog? Rabid dog exhibit changes in its normal behavior. There is unprovoked abnormal aggression. Without provocation, it bites to human beings, animals, and other inanimate things also. There is hypersalivation. There may be leaking of froth from the corner of mouth. Dog exhibits restlessness. There is incoordination in its movement, and there may be paralysis. Dog may be lethargic. There may be abnormal vocalization, hoarse barking or growling, or dog is unable to bark. For the management of rabies management, WHO had categorized animal bite in 3 categories. Category 1 is no exposure. Their animal licks only on intact skin, or we touch the animals or feed the animals. In category 2, there is exposure. There is minor scratch or abrasion, but no bleeding. In category 3, there is severe exposure. There is single or multiple transdermal bite or scratches with bleeding. There may be direct contact of saliva and mucous membrane, or patient may have come in direct contact with bats. Epidemiology of rabies. There are globally more than 55,000 rabies deaths per year, and India records more than 36% of it. 20,000 deaths per year in India, and that to 91% deaths are in rural area due to unawareness. Primary management of any animal bite. Most effective first aid treatment is wash with soap and detergent for 15 minutes. If soap is not available, you can wash it for 15 minutes with water only. If available, iodine containing or similar virucidal topical application should be applied. Assess the vaccination status of victim, and if needed, injection tetanus toxoid is given. And also if needed, antimicrobial and analgesics also given. But do not cover the wound with bandage or dressings. There should be free flow of blood. If needed, if suppose bite is huge and we need sutures, etc., then first local infiltration of rabies immunoglobulin should be there, and suture should be loose, so that their bleeding should be, can be there, free flow of blood should be there. Avoid applying irritants like pepper, chili, turmeric, acid, or alkalis. Signs and symptoms of rabies in human. Pain and itching at the site of bite. There may be fever, headache, and malaise lasting for 2 to 4 days. Patient had intolerance to noise, is intolerant to bright light or air. He may exhibit anger and irritability. He may be hyperactive or lethargic. Duration of illness may be 2 to 3 days, but due to intensive critical care, it may stretch up to 5 to 6 days, and there is always fear of death. In which condition we have to take anti-rabies vaccines? PEP is compulsory if bitten by dog, cat, or any other animal that is rabid or is suspected to be infected with rabies. PEP is required under following condition. If bite has broken the skin and wound is bleeding, mucous membrane is exposed to saliva from a suspected animal. If the animal that has bitten someone is killed, disappears during observation period, displays unusual erratic behavior, and if laboratory test of brain material from the suspected or rabid animal in patients. For rabies prophylaxis, in 2019, National Rabies Control Program has given a schedule of 0, 3, 7, 14, 28, where 0 is the first day of vaccine administration. It is very important, not the day of bite, it is day of vaccine administration. Rabies is 100% fatal, but 100% vaccine preventable disease. But there is very interesting story of evolution of rabies vaccine. Actually, in 1885, first rabies vaccine was made. Because in 1885, Louis Pasteur, along with his colleague Emile Roos, they had taken a serum of infected rabbit, and from its spinal cord, serum was taken, it was diluted and prepared in dried preparation. And up to 31 injection of increasing immunogenicity, it was given to a 9-year-old boy, Joseph Mister, who was badly mauled by a rabid dog. And at that time, there was no treatment. So it was done in an experimental basis without the permission of authorities. I mean, Pasteur has done illegal work for the safety of humanity. But it is a neural vaccine. And neural vaccine is having many problems. It causes antigen autoimmune diseases. There are neurological disorders in it, or in some cases there may be deaths. So research was going on, and in 1911, first non-neural vaccine was developed. It was cultured in embryonic egg. That from virus from that embryonic egg was cultured, diluted, and a liquid preparation was made. It was somewhat safe, but again there were issues of autoimmunity reaction and neurological disorders. There was a long gap of near about 60 years where further development was done. In 1976, cell culture technique was used, where animal cell culture, hamster kidney cells and human diploid cells were used, and their rabies virus was cultured. It was killed, inactivated, and made in lyophilized form. Again, there was a big gap. So there were many challenges, because current rabies vaccines were cell culture vaccines, which were inactivated vaccines and having more than 50 years old technology. They were inconsistent in potency. Their stability was always in doubt. And always there was problems of supply, and many adverse events were there. And as the duration of treatment is very long, from 1, 0, 3, 4, 0, 3, 7, 14 to 28 days. So compliance after beyond 3 injection is very, very poor. So Dr. Shankar Raya and others, they had made one study, and they found that after 3 injections, compliance reduced to only 60%. 40% patients were unable to take 4th and 5th injection. Meeting the unmet medical need, then Cadila had developed a novel vaccine with simple and shorter regime. They had introduced rabies. It was first protein subunit vaccine prepared by VLP platform technology, and only 3 doses were there, 0, 3, and 7. It is having very better compliance due to easy to follow regime and less visits to the clinic. Very convenient to use because it is ready to use. No reconstitution is needed. We will see VLP technology later on. In June 2021, Dr. Sumit Poddar and Dr. Ashok Agrawal, they have written a letter. It was an original research article in the official journal of Association of Prevention and Control of the Rabies India journal. It was a very prestigious journal in India. And it was about a novel recombinant rabies C protein vaccine, which was a VLP-based rabies vaccine. Though there were vaccines since many years, but they were live attenuated vaccine or inactivated killed vaccines. Live attenuated vaccines were highly immunogenic, but they have problem of autoimmune disorders and neurological disorders and many adverse effects. And killed vaccines were low in immunogenicity. Therefore, it requires multiple doses of injection at very long period of time. So VLP technology came in picture. What is VLP technology? It is a virus-like particle technology where G protein is, as we already seen in our previous slides, it was on spikes of rhabdovirus. So genetic sequence of that G protein was taken and it was combined in baculovirus. So that cloned baculovirus, recombinant baculovirus, was made to infect insect cells SF9, and target gene was expressed in that infected cells. And from that, with various chromatological purification methods, the target gene was purified, and it was very similar to native virus. As we see in the native virus, but they do not contain the viral genes. You can see on this slide. Because native virus is having genome material, and there is RNA, DNA material, but VLP doesn't have any genome material. Therefore, it is very safety, and it is very similar to native virus, therefore very immunogenic. So they are capable of inducing a strong humoral and cellular response. To prove the efficacy of this technology, some studies were done. In phase 1 and 2 trial, the novel recombinant rabies G protein was used as a test dose, and to see its doses and strength, phase 1 and phase 2 trial were done. In phase 2 trial, there were 225 healthy volunteers. They were divided in 5 groups. And each group is given with different strength of doses and different period of time. It's 10 microgram and 50 microgram in 2 groups. 0 and 3 regimes were followed in 2 groups. 037 regime were followed in 2 groups. And in other comparative standard Isen regime was followed of 037, 1428 by WHO pre-qualified vaccine. And as we showed the data, there was no statistically significant difference between 2 arms. So phase 3 trial was taken. In phase 3 trial, it was to see safety and immunogenicity of novel 3-dose recombinant nanoparticle rabies protein vaccine administered as simulated post-exposure immunization. It was a randomized comparator-controlled multi-center trial which was undertaken by Dr. Ravish HS from Bengaluru and Dr. Akash Kobragade from JJ Hospital, Mumbai, and others. It was to evaluate immunogenicity and safety of rabies virus. In this study, there were 800 healthy volunteers matched in socio-demographical manners, and all means previous eligibility criteria were fulfilled. It was done in 8 centers in India. It was to demonstrate the non-inferiority of test vaccine to the comparator vaccine. And primary object was there should be seroprotection at 14 days after post first dose. And secondary object was seroprotection at day 42 after post first dose of test vaccine. And also safety by monitoring subjects with adverse event was also followed up to 1 year. And as we see efficacy wise, in 14 days of seroprotection, test has shown 99.24% protection while reference arm had shown 97.72% protection. And on day 42, 98.69% of test arm and 100% of reference comparison arm, there was no statistically significant difference between two. And as far as safety is concerned, test vaccine was found to have 9.9% adverse event which were local or systemic, but no mortality was there or no major complication was there. While comparative vaccine, reference vaccine had shown very significant more adverse events, that is 17.2%. So Thravis has better safety profile as compared to the reference vaccine. The conclusion of study was Thravis was non-inferior to reference vaccine, less adverse effects compared to reference vaccines, and had novel 3-dose Thravis was found to be safe and immunogenic and was comparable to 5 doses of WHO pre-qualified vaccines. And it also awarded with Pharma Innovation of the Year by the Economic Times and Golden Globe Tigers Award Malaysia for Innovative Product of the Year. Since it was launched in 18th April 2022, and since then, lot of cases were administered Thravis vaccine without any side effects. Side effects were means local, only pain, erythema, or itching at the site of injection. I am using it since last 8 to 10 months, but up till now, I had not found any major problem. So most important thing is, it is means only 1 week vaccine, 0, 3, and 7. So it was very means convenient for doctor as well as patient, because after 7 days, patient also forget, and in India there are many economic constraints. To frequent visit to the clinic is also very there means loss of job and cost also increases. By using this type of vaccines now in India, Goa is rabies free, and we are going for rabies free India in 2030. As all of you are aware of rabies vaccine very well, but this is a novel vaccine because it is first recombinant protein subunit vaccine, as it is there is no genetic material inside it. It is very, very safe, because live attenuated vaccine, there is always the possibility of means there are about 1% chances of infection, which may cause this also. Now I am open for the questions.
गुड इवनिंग डॉक्टर सर का क्वेश्चन आया सर क्लिनिक एक्सपीरियंस फॉर थ्रेबिस हाउ वैक्सीन बेटर देन 5 dose सर
Pardon?
How 3-dose vaccine thravis how 3-dose vaccine in better than 5 dose?
Because actually it is most important thing is compliance. If compliance is not there, then any vaccine it is not going to help, because there are more than 40% non-compliance rate with other vaccines. It is proved. It is one study done by Dr. Shankar has shown this. And for anyone, because we can think it is a common sense because we can remember for 7 days, but not it is very hard 14 days, 28 days, or 90 days. It's very, very tough to remember that.
Doctor, case thravis vaccination.
Pardon?
Sir, share your experience cases regarding thravis vaccination.
Actually, I am using this vaccine since last 8 to 10 months. Because we are our hospital is having with different type of patients, and dog bite is very, very common, very, very common, and we are using it on daily basis. But up till now, what I have seen that patients are completing vaccination due to this simple regime. It is 1, 2, 3 and rabies free.
So one question, Dr. Gautam J. Rabies vaccine indication or and contraindication, sir.
Rabies indication has already I have shown, because any answer, any bite from animal, any if contact of mucous membrane with saliva of any animal, or if we are in direct contact with bats, then rabies vaccine should be taken. Other only means condition, if you are vaccinated only for 3 months, you will get protection. After that, there will be some different regime. And if suppose we can prove that the bite causing animal by brain biopsy, we prove that there is no rabies virus, then there is no point in taking rabies vaccine. Otherwise, we should take it.
Yes, sir. सर मॉनिटर मैडम लीना पवार कुछ एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहती है सर आपके साथ में कुछ?
Are there any other questions she can ask? Dr. Leena, madam.
Hello.
No,
Am
sir,
I
no
audible?
question.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir. So there's one query. Can rabies be transmitted from human to human?
The rabies can be transmitted from human to human because there are some cases noted only in organ transplant cases. If suppose the donor is rabies positive, then there can be chances of organ transplant, rabies transmission from human to human. In literature, there is one case of perinatal transmission also, because mother was rabies positive, and the newborn got rabies.
Okay.
Very rare. It is very rare. So, if there is any death due to encephalitis or any neurological disorder, then organ transplant should be avoided in such cases.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, is PEP necessary if milk or milk products from a rabies infected animal are consumed?
A very good question. Actually, theoretically, there is rabies virus in milk or milk products, but practically it is not recommended, because up till now there is no data to prove that milk or milk products can cause rabies.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
सर एक क्वेश्चन था सर, फील्ड वर्क पे था सर. डॉक्टर पूछते हैं कि सर प्रेगनेंट से वुमेन में दे सकते हैं क्या सर? क्लिनिकल एक्सपीरियंस.
Actually, after rabies there is no treatment. It is only preventable disease. So it should be offered to all pregnant, lactating women or children. Everyone should offer rabies vaccination if there is indication.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
कुछ क्लिनिकल एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहिए सर आपके, जो आपने सर अभी तक यूज किया है सर थ्रेबिस, कुछ क्लिनिकल एक्सपीरियंस सर आपके कुछ?
क्लिनिकल एक्सपीरियंस तो देखो कैसा है कि मैं बता रहा हूँ ना कि प्रैक्टिकली आई एम वेरी वेरी हैप्पी, बिकॉज
Yes, sir.
to give for only 03 and 7, it is very convenient for doctor as well as patient also, and it is also economical for patients, because every visit cost a lot, and compliance was the major issue with previous vaccines. So compliance issue is as good as nil in my practical experience.
Yes, sir. Then sir, other ARV sir currently forming sir powder form sir, and
Yeah.
this is the liquid sir, 0.5
Yeah,
ml less
it is
painful.
ready to use. So means
Yes.
very difficult, very easy to administer also. In lyophilized, there time many times there is some leakage problem or spilling problem. So it is not
Yes.
there. It is very convenient to give it. And most important point, it should be given in only deltoid or in children at anterolateral third of the thigh. It should never be given in gluteal region. It is if suppose we give in gluteal region, then it should not be counted as vaccination, because in gluteal region there is a lot of adipose tissues there, and absorption is always erratic.
Yes, sir.
Any other question,
No, sir. Question.
Dr. Lina madam?
Yes, sir. Immunocompromised patient, how do we manage it in immunocompromised patient?
In immunocompromised patient, actually nowadays those who are on immunomodulator drugs or chloroquine, etc., so there is always poor response of vaccine. In such cases, actually on 14th day, one should do a test, rabies rabies neutralizing antibody test, which is done by RFFIT technology, radio fluorescence focal inhibition test. And in that antibody, neutralizing antibody level should be more than 0.5 international unit per ml. If we suppose level is less, then we have to modify the vaccination schedule, or we may have to extend the schedule. And in immunocompromised patient, one important thing is we give human rabies immunoglobulin in category 3 bites. But in immunocompromised patient, even if victim is category 2 bite, then it should be offered human rabies immunoglobulin. And as far as HIV patients are concerned, if patient is on ART and is CD4 immunologically and clinically, he is all right, then he should be treated as a healthy individual and offered same schedule as a healthy individual.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Nilesh and Leela, any other questions? Practically, it is practically it is very
Yes, sir.
convenient, because 037 is very simple rising.
Yes, sir.
Then
Sir,
rabies
can
is
rabies is
game changer.
transmitted through other transplantation, organ transplantation, sir?
Pardon, your volume is low. Pardon?
Yes. Sir, can be rabies be transmitted through organ transplantation, sir?
Already it can cause, if suppose donor is rabies positive, then it can transmit the disease. So any donor whose death is due to encephalitis or unknown neurological cause, so organ transplant should be discouraged. You are muted.
So, do you require PEP if bitten by rat?
Theoretically, yes, but practically, no. Because up till now, there is no data which showed that rat caused, house rat caused rabies. There is no data up till now. So it is not necessary. But if you want to go on safer side, always it is mammal, it may be rabbit. So one can take, but not recommended. It will act as if suppose without giving any thought it is taken, then it will act as a pre-exposure prophylaxis.
No more questions are required for other participants, sir. Sir, closing stock, sir. Thank you for, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajesh Setia, sir, for the information talk. We are true, sir. I appreciate your efforts. Last but not the least, would you like to inform that Thrabis was two prestigious award in innovation category, sir. First one, sir, India Pharma Award and Golden Global Tiger Award, sir. The Thrabis is the most world first 3 dose anti-rabies vaccine 037, sir. Only 1 week cover, sir.
Yes, true. It is only one. It is a novel vaccine with very good safety profile and very good compliance rate, simple regime, easy to
Yes,
follow, ready to use. I am also thankful
Yes,
to the Cadila for this wonderful job. I am also thankful to Dr. Sandeep Dhani, product manager, who had given me a lot of inputs. Thank you to Dr. Leena and Dr. Nilesh Mahajan also. Thank you all participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day, sir.